An emergency rarely gives a warning. On any given shift, the lights can go out, the ground can shake, or a wildfire can prompt a sudden evacuation order. In those first few seconds, you need to know exactly how to respond. By the end of this training, you will have the exact steps required to navigate these situations. You will know how to manage your facility's protocols, communicate effectively, and keep every client and staff member safe until help arrives. This flowchart shows the foundational rule of every AMEND healthcare emergency. No matter the disaster, you will always follow this exact 4-step priority order: client safety, 911, executive director, and your site's communication tree. Steps 1 and 2 are your immediate response. Your absolute first priority is always securing the physical safety of your clients. The moment that is established, if the situation is life-threatening, your immediate next step is dialing 911. Once the immediate physical danger is managed, you escalate the situation internally. Step 3 is contacting your executive director for guidance. Step 4 is continuing down the specific communication tree posted at your site to notify licensing and client representatives. Memorizing this sequence eliminates decision paralysis. You don't have to wonder what to do next. You simply follow the order to ensure the most critical actions happen first. The 4-step priority rule applies to every AMEND program. But the physical layout of the specific building you work in is entirely unique, and you need to know its geography. Your definitive guide to that geography is the LIC 610D poster, physically mounted at your site. This document holds all the specific facility answers required during a disaster. Before an emergency ever happens, you must locate this poster and memorize 3 things: your designated exits, your outdoor assembly point, and the exact locations of your utility shutoff valves. If you smell a broken gas line, you cannot afford to waste time searching for the shutoff valve. Guessing is dangerous. You must know exactly where that tool is kept and how to turn it. Learning these specific anchor points ahead of time gives you control. When a crisis creates chaos, knowing exactly where to go and what to turn off makes the environment predictable again. When an incident occurs, you have to decide whether to stay or go. The default action is simple. If you are ever in doubt about the building's safety, evacuate immediately. You can always return if it turns out to be a false alarm. This diagram shows how we divide the work during an evacuation to ensure nothing is missed. Staff 1 gathers clients, guiding them through the nearest exit to the safe zone. Staff 2 handles logistics, securing the roster, medications, and 72-hour emergency kit before joining them outside. Once outside, you will conduct a head count. You must do this using the physical paper census. During an emergency, electronic systems can fail, so we rely entirely on the written roster to verify everyone is present. The alternative to evacuation is sheltering in place. You deploy this tactic only when the threat, like an active intruder or a chemical spill, makes the outside environment more dangerous than staying inside. To shelter in place, lock down all doors and windows and move clients into a safe interior room. Turn on your battery-powered AM/FM radio for official instructions, and use the coping skills materials from the emergency kit to keep clients occupied and calm.
Whether you are locking down a room or moving a group outside, your calm demeanor is the most effective tool you have. The physical safety of your clients relies on your emotional stability. Sometimes the facility's infrastructure itself becomes the hazard. If you smell natural gas or hear a hissing line, do not create a spark. Do not use your cell phone inside, and do not even flip a light switch to see better. Instead, shut the gas valve off immediately. Evacuate the building with your clients and dial 911 from outside the facility. A more common infrastructure failure is a total blackout. Beyond losing lights, a power outage means you lose access to the electronic medical record, right when you might need to complete a medication pass. Your fail-safe for this is the physical blackout binder found in the emergency kit. It contains paper templates designed to replace the electronic system entirely. To safely manage meds without a computer, you verify the dosage directly from the physical prescription label on the bottle. Record every observation on the paper template. If the outage extends, use ice to build a makeshift cooler for any refrigerated medications. Keep the paper log accurate. Once power and internet are restored, you are required to transcribe every analog entry back into the electronic medical record. Medication safety does not stop for a power failure. By leaning on physical prescription labels and paper logs, you maintain complete continuity of care until normal operations resume. Every emergency requires the same four-step priority response, but the physical environment dictates your immediate physical tactics. Let's look at 3 specific scenarios. During an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold on under sturdy furniture. Wait for the shaking to completely stop. Then check for gas leaks and injuries before using your physical roster to count heads. A wildfire requires a different approach. If a fire is approaching your area, begin the evacuation early. Do not wait for a mandatory government order to leave. Close all windows and doors to slow the fire's spread. Load your clients, medications, roster, and 72-hour kit into the site vehicle and drive directly to the predetermined temporary shelter listed in your facility's plan. An intruder in the area triggers the opposite response. This requires an immediate lockdown. Secure all doors and windows, turn off every light, and move clients into an interior room out of sight from the outside. Silence your phones and dial 911 quietly. Recognizing the specific threat allows you to match it with the correct tactic. When you know the steps, a sudden crisis becomes a structured defensive operation. We maintain this level of execution by practicing. Amend conducts mandatory quarterly drills on every single shift, rotating the type of emergency so you are comfortable with all of them. Remember the core rules. Client safety is always step 1. 911 is your first call for any life-threatening danger. And when the power fails, analog tools like the paper census and the blackout binder keep the facility running. On your very next shift, locate the LIC 610D poster. Memorize your specific exits, your assembly point, and your utility shutoffs. Amend Healthcare operates on a simple principle. We are prepared, not surprised. You are the first line of defense for client safety. Procedures and binders only work when the person holding them knows what to do. Learn the plan, trust the protocol, and you will be ready for whatever happens next.